Julie. I'm here with John Lapointe, Lapointe Insurance. You know, the snow is melting. People have been talking about ice dams, but really any time of year is relevant to say something happened with your property, you need to file an insurance claim. So John, help us understand something goes wrong. When do we file an insurance claim, and when do we say, geez, I guess I gotta dig into my pockets for this one?
Well, I would say that, you know, it's always best to file an insurance claim as soon as possible. And whether or not you have to dig into your pockets really depends on the deductible on your policy. So if it's a claim that seems very minor and you have a high deductible, that might be something you have to deal with yourself. But if it's something that seems like it's, you know, say you have a $500 deductible and you have to tear up the carpet in your living room, that might be something that, you know, it'd be worth filing a claim.
Okay. If I had an issue, okay, let's say I had some sort of flood in my basement, I guess. Is there a way to call my insurance company and say, should I file a claim, or does making the call sort of commit you to alerting that there's a problem?
Well, I guess it really depends, you know, who your agent is, but I would say that you should always feel comfortable calling your insurance agent and letting them know that there's a problem. You know, how bad it is, they'll definitely determine. I don't know that there's necessarily a way you can
sneak around.
Yeah, right. I would say, yeah, it really, you know, you have to know if there's a problem and you want it cleaned up and you think it might be covered by insurance, then it's always worth giving them a call. Filing a claim is always easier if you have an insurance agent, a local agent to work with. If you're going through Geico or State Farm, it's not always going to be as easy as picking up the phone and talking to your agent.
Customer service.
Exactly. You might have to go through an online form or talk to a robo-dial on the phone. So, you know, when you have a local agent, anytime you need to report a claim, you can just pick up the phone and exactly, it's going to make things a lot easier.
Yeah. Great. I find that a lot of times when I work with buyers, they look at different pricing options, but different pricing doesn't just mean a cheaper company. It means a difference in coverage. So it would be important to understand what your policy covers, and safe to assume that you could always do sort of an audit of your policy to make sure those what-ifs are covered and what that deductible is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you mentioned knowing what your insurance policy covers. The most important thing for that is knowing the insurable value of your home. So that could be different than the market value or what you just paid to purchase it.
Right.
When you're dealing with insurance, you really want to know the replacement value, what it costs to rebuild the home in the event of a disaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back. So it's time to submit a claim. We think we should submit a claim. Timeline. What could we expect if I make the phone call to say I have an issue? What can I expect over the next several days?
Yeah, I would imagine that as soon as possible an adjuster would be on the scene to take an inventory of the damages and see how much it actually costs to clean things up, and you know, then you'll be well on your way to receiving payment on your claim, depending on whether or not it's covered.
Okay, and that's usually within a few days?
Yeah, I would say it's within a few days. Okay. Yeah, obviously if it's a total loss, it might take a little bit longer, but depending on, you know, the severity, it should be pretty quick.
Right.
Well, one common misconception when people are filing a homeowner's claim is they think that you can't touch anything. We'd advise that you always take steps to start cleaning up. You don't have to leave that smoldering couch in your living room. We would recommend that you call your disaster experts and start, you know, moving things out of there, cleaning things up. You don't have to wait until the claims adjuster shows up.
Steps to protect your home as you would sort of a common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I think the take home here is, one, understand what your policy covers. Two, have an agent you're comfortable is going to be in your corner for reviewing that policy and making sure it reflects not only your personal needs, but as you said, the replacement costs. I guess take the realtor out of it. The market value doesn't necessarily matter in terms of, but we're looking more at what's it going to cost to repair that damage and rebuild any portion of your home as necessary. John, any tips for what someone should know when analyzing what policy is best for them?
I mean, it really comes down to what you want to protect. You can always beef up your insurance policy if you want it to protect additional things like sump pump backup or, you know, wind and hail, etc. Those kind of things you can definitely include on a policy with endorsements, but
make sure it matches your risk tolerance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can pick and choose, and I think that's one thing people think homeowners insurance is homeowners insurance, but it's not just, you know, that cut and dry. You can really sort of shop around different options, different bells and whistles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, if you have questions on your homeowner's policy, even if you don't think it's time to file a claim, what a great time to just take a look at your policy, make sure it covers what you think it does, right? A lot of people, I think, probably have misconceptions as to what that is. Certainly feel free to call John at Lapointe Insurance to take good care of you.
Absolutely.